Welcome everyone to Not That Media. My name is John, and in this series of videos I will be giving 31 film recommendations across 31 days. I'll be giving brief, spoiler-free synopsis and highlighting a particular scene that has made this one of my personal favourite films to watch in October. There will be something funny, something spooky. It won't always be Halloween, but there will be certainly some scary stuff in there. So come along with me as I count down my 31 days of Halloween. 1982's Creepshow has been described as the most fun you'll ever have being scared. One of the classic horror anthologies, Creepshow is the gloriously ghoulish collection of comic-inspired tales served up by the masters of macabre, Stephen King and George A. Romero. There's the family reunion and a murdered father who still wants his cake, the backwoods yokel who discovers a meteorite with a life of its own, one husband's vengeful plan that will leave his cheating wife and her lover up to their necks in it, another's hope that the vicious occupant of a mysterious crate may be the answer to his nagging wife's problem, and in the final gross-out tale, a malicious millionaire with an insect phobia gets a scuttling surprise. 1982's Creepshow, there was no way this was not going to be on my list of 31 days of Halloween. I adore this film. It's one of my favourite films. I watch it all year round, but in Halloween it seems particularly appropriate because it's so fun, it's so macabre in places. It kind of, for me, encapsulates what everything about Halloween is all about without even being set on Halloween or a Halloween film. There is something funny, something scary, something silly, something totally out there, something disgusting. There's something for everybody in this film. The actors are fantastic. There are so many up-and-coming actors who would go on to become Hollywood legends that it is just amazing when you watch this, that all these people, with Stephen King writing and George Romero directing, it is a fantastic melting pot of talent and really deserves your attention. The real challenge I found with this one was actually deciding how to isolate one scene, or for these anthology stories, one story that really encapsulates Creepshow. What's it all about? Why, if you haven't seen it, should you see it? And why is it on my list? So looking through the 5, if not technically 6 stories if you include the wraparound, which one is the one that I want to hold up to say to you, if you haven't seen anything, this is one of the reasons to watch this movie. It's a real head scratcher, but ultimately I decided that I was going to maybe play it a little bit safe for those of you who are aware of Creepshow, and I'm going to talk about The Crate. Now for me, of all the stories, I think The Crate kind of encapsulates the spirit of Halloween with absolutely no intention of doing so. Obviously when people talk about Halloween we think trick or treat and, you know, bad things and fun things happening, and I think The Crate is a perfect blend of that. You have the absolute horror that is the creature in the case that is nicknamed outside of the movie Fluffy. This poor thing, and it should be treated as a poor thing, has been hibernating, sleeping underneath the stairs of a local university for an unspecified amount of time, decades we assume. And when it is unknowingly opened and people start reaching inside, this thing does exactly what you would expect it to do. It starts ripping off arms, it starts tearing up faces, it is presumably hungry, frightened, confused. This thing is terrifying, and the crate and the creep have kind of become synonymous as the icon of Creepshow outside of the creep itself. This is juxtaposed with a fantastic storyline involving Wilma and her husband and their relationship. Wilma is the wife from absolute hell. She is a bitch and is played absolutely fantastically by Adrian Barbeau. Her husband, who will be the main character of this story, is a henpecked, downtrodden man who spends his times fantasizing about killing his wife in various ways, and we do see a couple of these. So when his university friend comes into his home screaming and babbling about mysterious crates and monsters tearing throats and heads off, rather than panic and think we need to call the police or the National Guard, he then decides this is an opportunity to off my wife, and it is done to comic and horror perfection. I strongly recommend Creepshow. I can't say too much without spoiling it. There are 5 stories. The cast is amazing. You've got Ted Danson, you've got Ed Harris, you've got Liam Neeson, Adrian Barbeau, Tom Atkins, Joe King, son of Stephen King, makes a little appearance. So many actors, so many great stories. All of them deserve your attention, but if you want to know one, my recommendation to get this on my list was The Crate. Strong recommend. So until next time, stay scared.
You're a regular barnyard exhibit. Sheep's eyes, chicken guts, piggy friends,